think, you know, the idea of having time off and recharging is great for a week or two, and then you start to get itchy to get behind the bench again. So I had a month off. There's only 31 of these jobs, and if I lined up the 31 jobs in the league, this job would be right at the top of the list. So it was a pretty easy decision.
I appreciate that response. Peter DeBoer joining us. Now, a big part of coaching, obviously, is about relationships and the connection you have to the players. And again, this is unusual because you joined midstream. How do you go about trying to get on the same page as the players and develop those relationships with them essentially on the fly during the middle of the season?
Yeah, that's the tough part. You know, you got to try and get to know them really quickly. You know, and the nice part was we started on the road. I took the job, and we had 7 road games in a row, which was a little daunting from a coaching perspective, but it was a blessing from getting to know them, because when you're on the road, they're at the rink longer, they're around the hotels, they're not leaving to head home to their families. So it really gave me an opportunity to spend some quality time with them and really try and speed that process up a little bit.
Yeah, Peter, I was going to say, was that the nice part? I mean, they start 7 games in a row on the road. I mean, I guess you have to bond and you get to know each other a little bit. I'm not sure that's the nice part, though, right?
No, you know, usually when they make a coaching change, they try and put it in the soft part of the schedule where the new coach has an opportunity to really come in and have some early success. And when I looked at the timing of it and looked that we had 7 in a row on the road, I'm not sure I felt real comfortable about that. But you know what? We found a way. We went 4-2-1 in some tough buildings, and the guys really galvanized. So it worked out.
Peter DeBoer joining us for a few more moments. It did work out. So if we were to go back to Thursday's win over Florida, for instance, Mark Stone had a couple of goals and 3 assists in that game, but afterwards you were talking about what he did defensively. When you see somebody like him buying in the way he has, and he's back-checking, and he's giving himself up and sacrificing himself defensively, what does that mean to you and the team to see that?
Well, it's a great sign. You know, the 2 Stanley Cup finalist teams that I've had in New Jersey and in San Jose, the best players were always the most honest players. In New Jersey that year it was Zach Parise. He was our captain. And in San Jose it was Joe Pavelski and Joe Thornton. And those guys, that was in their DNA. They played as hard away from the puck and defensively as they did offensively. And when your best players do that, it's contagious, and you really have a chance to win. And when you see that out of Mark Stone, who in my mind is our best player, you know, I see a lot of similarities in the groups between those groups, and that's a great thing.
All right, so you and I talked for a couple of moments about you've had 2 teams go to the Stanley Cup final. You've coached in countless other playoff games. One of the things, Peter, you said, quote, "I feel I know what buttons to push to have success at that time of year," end quote. I mean, certainly your track record suggests that. There's no guarantee of success, but what are the buttons that you're looking to push at that time of year?
Well, we played in the 4 years I was in San Jose, we played 60 playoff games. So, you know, I think when you go to war with a group